Woman and man in Bell County are alive tonight after escaping a house fire this afternoon. The two say they were asleep when the fire started at their home in the 3600 block of Setter Drive around 1 p.m. Investigators believe the fire was started by a faulty water heater in the back of the home. 2 cats died in the fire, but their dog survived. The home is a total loss.
And Cole, how is the family holding up?
Amani, the family is actually remaining pretty positive in light of this devastating storm, and they're just happy that they made it out alive. Now, if you take a look behind me, you can see just how devastating this storm was. Look at this. You can see the pathway that the tornado took. It completely ripped apart areas of the house. I spoke with the homeowner's son-in-law, and he said that he literally had to grip onto the wheel of the Harley there just to keep from getting swept up in the storm. Now, if you walk this way, we're going to show you an RV that was literally behind the house, and it pushed all the way into the middle of the yard and flipped over. You can it just shows how strong these winds were. Now over behind me, you can see that there's different remains from inside the house and different pieces of metal. This boat right there was actually behind me at one point before the tornado hit. And then there used to be a steel structure here. It was a shed, and now that's completely gone. But the homeowner just says that the experience was terrifying. What did it sound like?
Like a train coming through the house. God was watching us. We're blessed. We're blessed.
Curtis Quillen joins us live tonight with the latest from Marble Falls. And Curtis, how is it down there?
Well, good evening to you, Leslie. The good news here out of Marble Falls tonight is there are no known injuries and there are no known fatalities as a result of today's flooding. But when we spoke with a couple forced to evacuate their home today and spend tonight in a shelter here in town, it's a nightmare for them all the same.
Like my mouth hit the floor.
As the water of the Colorado River sweeps through Marble Falls this Tuesday night, many are stuck away from their homes. That includes Robert and Sherry Hillhouse, who have lived in Granite Shoals for 30 years.
The law asked us where we live, and after we told him, he said, I suggest you get out.
We have shower trailers, shower unit coming in, preparing meals for people. We have mattresses coming in.
The Hillhouses are among about 35 people city officials say Tuesday night evacuated to here at the First Baptist Church of Marble Falls. But the church is prepared for more.
Probably upwards of 200 people if we needed to tonight.
The city of Marble Falls says Avenue S, which allows access to the Meadow Lakes area, was finally able to reopen just before 8 o'clock. But they're warning people, as they say projections from the Lower Colorado River Authority have the river surging an additional 1 to 2 feet between 9 and 11 Tuesday night.
What that means for people is the people that were flooded originally or asked to evacuate originally needs to be vigilant and stay out of those areas and expect more flooding.
So for the Hillhouses, that means more sitting and more waiting for the floodwaters to finally recede.
I'm worried about what I'm going to see when we head home.
For myself, I think I'd rather live through a tornado than I had something like this.
Well, good evening to you, Chris and Leslie. The street I'm standing on here in Marble Falls is Lakeshore Drive. 24 hours ago, this thing was completely covered in water. Tonight, it's the site of a neighborhood lending one another a helping hand as the cleanup from this historic flooding begins.
A house swept away in the floodwaters in Cottonwood Shores just outside Marble Falls. Here, the foundation not only of a home, but of memories as family photos and keepsakes are splashed across the yard. But back in town, they're cleaning up a layer of mud from when Mother Nature came rolling through.
Never this bad. This is the worst we've experienced.
Carolyn Edwards and her husband Jerry live along the Colorado River in Marble Falls. Wednesday, as they returned to their home, they found a water line 3 to 4 feet high on the walls, a pedal boat stuck in a tree in their backyard, and their indoor pool covered in silt.
Probably take us a year to get back living in our house.
The Edwards aren't alone. 67 city facilities damaged from parks and pools to water treatment facilities. 63 homes damaged, some with the ground literally pulled out from under them.
I think it's shocking that and good that we didn't have any water rescues, injuries, or fatalities during it.
But as the cleanup continues, Edwards says she's not going anywhere. She's going to rebuild right where she's at. Because even though the damage is bad, she says it's just stuff.
It's a genuine community that anybody would be a privilege to live in. And we're so thankful for each and every one that said, what can I do?
There were some serious injuries. They have been evacuated to Parkland and other various hospitals.
It was the blast felt around the state, believed to be a construction accident inside an expansion project at Coryell Memorial Hospital in Gatesville.
We've had no injuries to a staff or resident in or patient in our facility.
For construction staff in the work zone, that wasn't the case. One construction worker was killed, at least 12 more injured and taken to hospitals in Temple, Waco, and Dallas. The blast is believed to have happened inside a boiler room in the addition to the hospital.
I do understand it was a possibility of gas line and maybe some activity going on with that generated, and it was quite a blast.
Inside the hospital, although not injured, evacuations with patients being taken to nearby churches or to a hospital in Clifton. And now the investigation. The state fire marshal in town to investigate and determine the cause of the blast. And although it's believed to be nothing more than an accident, and officials say there's no reason to believe otherwise, they aren't ruling anything out as of yet.
Because of what's happening around the country and in the world, nothing can be ruled out.
Temple police say they were called out to O'Reilly Auto Parts on Southwest HK Dodge and Loop around 11:30 last night for a welfare check. This is a live look of the scene right now, still very active. You can see police presence, the lights on inside, because two men, they were found inside dead in that building. Now they do close at 10 o'clock. And this all happened around 11:30. What we also do know, we're getting new information into the newsroom right now, that an 18-wheeler was supposed to be doing a drop-off there, but they've now been sent away by police because of how active the scene is.
Hey there, while some residents have returned to their home, you can see this area completely blocked off right behind me. There is no access to get anywhere near or close to Mark Condon's home as ATF agents are continuing their investigation along with police.
Tonight, the search continues for a man believed to have been swept away in the Brazos River. Officers believe he went missing yesterday near the Moon River Ranch. The Falls County Sheriff's Office is leading the search. Fire officials and DPS troopers have all been assisting.
Good morning, Chris and Heidi. Makeshift memorials continue to grow here outside the Bush Library, as all through the night people have been paying their respects to a truly loved former First Lady.
Meantime, Democratic Senate hopeful Beto O'Rourke visited Marlin today as part of his campaign for the U.S. Senate. The El Paso congressman attended a public town hall meeting. Much of his platform is improving health care for veterans and seniors, supporting the DREAM Act, which ensures young immigrants brought to the U.S. as children can keep their citizenship, as well as gender equality. This was his first time visiting Marlin since launching his campaign about a year ago.
And I'm telling you, people are hanging off of the railings in the stands in this game. Not a single fan has left their seats. This was a sold-out game, 13,000 plus fans here at Wildcat Stadium, and they got their money's worth. All right, here come the Wildcats coming onto the field. Touchdown wins it. Field goal sends it to a fourth overtime. What will Jared Wiley and the Cats do? Touchdown! Temple has won the ball game. Temple has won the ball game.
Momentum could not have been further going the other way. All right, and that's a great job. Keep fighting. If you keep fighting, you got a chance. And that ain't just in football. When them bills pack up, when them bills start piling up, if you will keep fighting, you'll make it. You don't have to go take something that's not yours. Okay? Yes, sir. Learn lessons. What you learned tonight should help you for the rest of your life. I love you more than you know.
Great story for your Thursday evening. The Military Matters. 24 wounded veterans were honored tonight as the community raised money for the fourth annual, four of these now they've done, the Combat Marine Outdoors Gala. The event benefits wounded veterans and sends them on outdoor adventures. It was held at the Baylor Club at McLean Stadium. There was a live and silent auction with items ranging from wine to hunting trips and one-of-a-kind rifles. One veteran told us why this event means so much to him.
I don't really feel like it's being so much as honored as more as just a fundraiser for the organization and just a way to give back. I've been very blessed with meeting this organization and being able to go on some trips with this organization, and I feel like it's kind of a duty to try to give as much back.
Such a great event. I've attended the last few of these. Sergeant Zachary Stinson served 5.5 years on active duty before stepping on an IED in Afghanistan back in 2010. This year's keynote speaker was once again Lieutenant Colonel Alan West.
The Temple Police Department took part in a torch run for the Special Olympics today.
The event started with officers meeting up with some students at Temple High who will take part in the Special Olympics. The torch was then passed from the Coppers Cove Police Department to Temple officers who ran to the Church of Christ on Avenue T. Temple Chief Deputy Alan Tustin says this torch run is definitely special for him as well as his family.
For me, it's especially important because my son is a special needs kid that gets to participate in these type of activities that are supported by law enforcement.
The Summer Games of the Special Olympics will be held in Arlington from May 24th until May 27th.
72nd annual Christmas parade tonight. The city's Christmas tree lighting up to kick things off. Around 100 floats made their way through the heart of downtown. The parade's theme, my favorite Christmas movie. A lot of roads were also closed because of it. What's your favorite Christmas movie, Chris?
Gremlins is not a Christmas movie, right?
Nope.
How about Die Hard? That's not a Christmas. Well, a lot of people say it is. Yes, Andy's over there yelling yes. We like that one. I think the Griswold Christmas or Elf
I like
have quickly
Elf.
become my two favorites.